Well, we are going to
Stand by here.
the idea of stress here, because if you found yourself relaxing on a Friday night or maybe out to dinner with friends, you reach for your phone and you check your work email. Data shows 76% of employees in the U.S. check their email during non-business hours. Experts say it is doing more harm than good. Julie Hutchinson is an expert at reducing stress and anxiety, so we're going to turn to her for some ways of the road to keep us safe and sound on our weekends when we should be resting. Julie, thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Why do we do that? Why? And then, that was such a perfect example. In the middle of dinner, you just casually look to see what you missed. Why do we do that?
We do that because we don't want to be left out. We want to continue to climb the corporate ladder. We want to continue to pretend like we're available even when we are with our families. And in reality, what it's showing is that it's doing more damage than it's doing good. Because when we transition from work life to home life, we go into a different state mentally, physically, and emotionally. And if we reach to check for our phones or to check our text messages, we literally have to shift gears inside of our brains and our emotional state. And it literally causes brain fatigue. So we really encourage people that when they leave work to have a transition period where they shut down their phones and they are with their families and they are present, because the statistics are showing that it actually is doing more damage than good.
And when you say damage, what do you mean? The fatigue, the brain fatigue?
The brain fatigue and our overall well-being. A lot of times when we're answering after hours emails or text messages, it's usually something that's urgent. And if it's something that's urgent, that can send our bodies into a state that we call fight or flight. That is the stress response. If we hit the fight or flight and we don't learn how to self-regulate or bring the body back into homeostasis and balance, then we can be draining what we call our inner battery. And that inner battery continues to drain, and our systems don't go back into coherence, what we call coherence. A lot of times, and what we hear from a lot of people is that they're falling asleep with their mind still on work. Their bodies are still inside the fight or flight state. They have trouble falling asleep, and they have trouble staying asleep once they do get to sleep. And so when I say damage, that's what I mean is it's actually causing physical damage inside of our bodies, mental and emotional damage.
All right, Julie. So how do we manage this?
Well, I always say we teach people how to treat us, and we've got to set some very healthy boundaries. And so when we set boundaries and we say, I'm just not answering work emails or texts after 7 p.m., I'll get to you first thing in the morning. Setting boundaries is number one. Number two is set some rituals. When you leave work, do a ritual where you literally are shutting down the computer, and you can do some transition things. Like, for example, when you're driving home, if you're commuting, you can drive home and start to appreciate things, the little things that you have been doing during the day. So gratitude and appreciation. And then when you get home, change clothes, shift the way that you were feeling, shift what you're wearing, maybe take the dog for a walk or just walk around the block, because you do want to change how you're feeling physically and emotionally.
I'm just taking all of this in, because you think on a Sunday night, a lot of folks are trying to make their list. They're thinking about what they need to accomplish, and you still have that beautiful piece of Sunday night to utilize before you go into Monday and kind of, they talk about the Sunday scaries. Is there something that you like to do on Sunday night to give you that last little bite of weekend and relaxation before you go into your work week?
Yes, well, first of all, I do that on Friday night, where I set my Monday up Friday night before I close down my computer, so that I'm not always working on Sundays. The other thing that I like to do is a nice, calm, relaxing time with family on Sunday. And we always end our Sundays with prayer and a little bit of a meditation and being grateful, because that really sets the tone for the week, and setting up the week from a place of gratitude and prayer and appreciation really starts the week off beautifully.
We played a YouTube sound healing this weekend while doing face masks, and it's amazing what's just available for free on YouTube. It was a nice little de-stressor. Julie, thank you for your time today, and you have a beautiful voice. It's very calming. I feel calmer already. Thank you for helping us manage.
Thank you.